want them to eat it up, so I hope they do, because it's meant to be a long, fun drink of water. So actually a glass of champagne. Hopefully it's that, because it's meant to be bubbly and funny and also disturbing. So I hope it's good TV, you know?
I haven't had this much fun in a long time. Nicole's been a friend for years, and we've always wanted to do something together. I never imagined it would be something like this, but you know, it was a great experience, and a lot of improv, a lot of really, really talented, funny people making room for each other, and a script that was a real page turner, and I think it's gonna fit into that format really well, because there's so many great twists and turns and hooks, and you just want more all the time. So I think it's going to do well.
I just hope they have a good time. I think it keeps on giving, and there's something for everyone in the series. It's of course like a scrumptious murder mystery, and it asks the audience to engage with it. And I think those are usually the most fun watches. But really, I'm just excited to see what they feel like about this thing that we created, all these months ago. I think it has a very eclectic set of people. I think they're definitely going to infuse new life into new characters and hopefully give a twist to the genre. And I think, I'm keen to see what they feel.
It's incredible. Honestly, ensemble shows, projects in general are my favorite thing ever, because I think it's so special to get to work with so many different kinds of actors, and everyone on this show is so incredible, and that's part of why it's so compelling to me, because everybody just is so all of their characters are so fully realized and lived in, and they're even in their worst versions of themselves, it's you still kind of want to watch it, and I just love that. So yeah, it was amazing.
The chaos. I mean, it's so great. It's so aptly named as the perfect couple, but there's nothing perfect about what's going on. And so all of that fun and craziness is going to be something I think they enjoy.
I'm just excited because I know this is a show that I would like to watch. So I'm excited for the world to see it. I'm excited for my friends to see it. It's really fun. It's funny, but it's a thriller. It's completely binge-worthy. I watched the whole thing in one night.
It was amazing. It's I'm 20 years old, so it's any chance to learn from those kind of people I truly relish. And yeah, Nicole and Liev were so professional and on time and cool and nice, and they're not what you expect when you hear super famous Hollywood actor. Certain connotations come to mind, and they're not that at all. They were amazing.
We have a cast of amazing actors, and before this I knew a lot of them as dramatic actors, and I think what people are going to be surprised by is how funny each and every one of them is. They all have incredible comedic timing, so I'm excited for the audiences to see that.
I'm really good at murder mysteries and stuff. I'm a big fan of even Johnny Dollar, Dragnet, Sherlock Holmes, Agatha Christie. Huge fan. And I did not guess it. I didn't guess it. I got to the end of episode 6, and I was like, no. Yeah, and I feel like my character also has that reaction as well when she figures it out. Because it's true. It's you don't see it coming.
I'm so excited. This is my 30th book and the first one to make it to the screen. So obviously this is my first baby to take this leap, and I'm so excited. I have not yet seen it. So when I go in today, it'll be the first time that I've seen it, and I'm over the moon, truly.
Nicole did a kind of in-character thing. She was very tight. She was very marking, very tight. And I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm in character. And I was like, oh, okay.
No, I knew exactly what was happening. We got the scripts the 6 scripts before we shot. So we knew what was going on. But it was still when I watched it a year later, I was like, oh my God, and I couldn't, it was addictive.
We got them all together, and so you got to read it all. But yeah, it is kind of interesting because every once in a while they point to each person. So everybody has a reason that they could have done it until we find out who does. So yeah.
I think the first thing I loved about Merritt is just that she's such a good friend, and like a really sensitive person, it seemed to me. And then I think I'm always interested in characters where maybe the way the world sees them is different than the way they see themselves. That's always interesting to me, and I think she's got a little bit of that going on too, so yeah.
I think I'm really excited for them to see Nantucket and what it looks like, and the second unit went and shot a whole bunch of scenery, and I want to see Nantucket. It's never been done correctly on the screen or in TV, and I'm so excited.
They may deny it, but the entire cast complained about it. I was the only one who was stoked for the dance number. I worked so hard on it, and I thought I did it really, really well, and I was kind of disappointed by how much coverage I actually got, because I thought I did it really, really well. Yeah, I had no idea why we were dancing, but I was really happy that I knew the steps.
I mean, it was one of those things where you go, apparently everyone called Suzanne, the director, and said, well, I'm not doing it. I think it's a terrible idea. And then suddenly we're all doing it, and we had the best time. Liev was the best. He was like sharp. I was probably the worst. I was in character. I don't think Greer would have gone all out. She's got her own style, right?
To be honest, choreographing that, it was crazy. It was so much fun because the entire cast, believe it or not, they can dance. Even if you think they can or they thought they couldn't, everyone pulled out the moves, and it was super, super fun, for sure.
Honestly, most people were like, we're not doing that. We just didn't really understand it. We were like, are we in character? What's happening? But it was kind of special because at the end, we all just like truly were enjoying ourselves. It was the last thing we shot. We were all together. It was so fun. And we all just sort of gave in. And I love that it's like such a conversation piece now. So they were really onto something. I mean, it's definitely a unique opening. So, I mean, Liev was really giving it. Like the full commitment. I was very impressed. And Eve was like flawless, and Ishaan's also a dancer, so they were like pros. And I was just like doing some of the moves, and then every once in a while just like making something up, because I have a really hard time learning choreography.
Yeah, you know what? I was blessed to have a crew, a team, actors who were just open. So I went to the trailers, we all got together, we all just started practicing, and I think you see the enjoyment from them when you watch it, if you see it in the series.
We did not expect it. It was not in the script. It was not something that we ever thought that we would have to do. And then we thought when we did it, it would never make it into the show, but now it's the opening credits. But I'm proud of it. Liev was really into it for some reason. Yeah, he was like really getting into it. And everybody else who was complaining about it ended up having a really good time. And that was the last scene we shot together.
Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I learned the dance like 5 minutes before we did it, so if it's terrible, that's my fault. But I didn't think I was gonna be in it. I thought the dance was something that was like in the show. So I thought since I was catering that obviously like I wouldn't stop working to do the dance, but then it ended up being a part of it, so.
That was an interesting development. So it actually started as a dream sequence that was going to be scary, if you can believe it. It was going to be this dream that the character that Eve plays, Amelia, has, and it was going to be really creepy, and it slowly but surely became this really fun thing that we realized should be the credits, because it signals to everybody, yes, this is a murder mystery, but this is a fun ride. So strap in and ride this roller coaster, and you're going to laugh in addition to being, worried and intrigued.
Susanna, she came on and like did a quick dance because everybody was like, you can't make us do the dance if you're not going to do it too. And then she did the dance and it was great.
Because it needed to be really fun, and it needed to be something completely different. And I thought having all those actors dance would just do that. It's not perfect, but it's really joyful.
That was pretty funny. I mean, well, that was on the last day of shooting here in LA. And we were so tired. It had been a long shoot. And it was, I don't know, it was fun to let loose. But we didn't know it was going in the credit sequence. We didn't even know where it was going. So it was kind of a funny, just whirlwind thing that, I don't know, took a day, and it was fun, yeah. Well, Ishaan Khattar is an amazing dancer because he's a professional dancer as well as an actor, and he was fucking killing it. And I felt really embarrassed that I wasn't as good. I was really, but he's a very classically trained dancer. He's really good at what he does.
Liberated by the joy of dancing, and hopefully that translates on screen. And it's also a very clever choice to sort of subvert the theme and the tone of the show. It puts the audience in, in a very unsure position about what the tone of the show will be, and I think it's a very clever choice.
Which one, the dance?
Yeah, the dance.
No, that's the easiest part of it. The rest of it is hoping that it will work and that the whole thing will come together. And there's a fantastic scene around a dinner table, which is classic Susanna Bier. So I just hope people have fun watching it.
Yeah, someone described it to me as popcorn with a glass of wine as opposed to popcorn and like a Diet Coke. And I was like, yes. So it's like elevated popcorn. And I was like, yes. So I would say that, popcorn and wine. Yes, it's bubbly. It's bubbly in a way you don't expect it to be, but it's also got gravitas when it needs it, which I don't think you could do without this cast. I mean, this cast is crazy, right? Seriously. I mean, what the hell?
I mean, honestly, this is just exactly the kind of show that I love to watch. Just this juicy murder mystery with this amazing cast. So I just hope everybody is entertained and surprised.
Well, we never know what's going on in someone's mind, really, no matter how close you are.
You're just too